Hello, friends. This is Darren Hayes of PigskinDispatch.com. Before we take you to your favorite Sports History Network show, just want to tell you a little bit about some merch that you can pick up that represents your favorite SHN podcast. So far, there's t-shirts, coffee mugs, and even books from some of the authors that do podcasts right here on SHN. Who could buy something better than that, than have the history right from the gentleman that you hear talking about it? But we also are adding things each and every day. And where's that store, may you ask? Well, it's at SportsHistoryNetwork.com. Up at the top, there is the SHN merch button. Click on that. It'll take you right to the store, and you can be representing your favorite podcast and show the world that, hey, on the swag that I'm using, it's the headquarters of sports yesteryear, Sports History Network, and my favorite podcaster, the Sports History Network store. Shop there today. In this episode of the podcast, we have a short story from football history as we discuss an event caused by a spectator at a Big CFL game in the past and its apparent aftermath, something you may be surprised and shocked at. It's all coming up in just a moment.
This is the Pigskin Daily History Dispatch, a podcast that covers the anniversaries of American football events throughout history on a day-to-day basis. Your host, Darren Hayes, is podcasting from America's North Shore to bring you the memories of the gridiron, one day at a time. So as we come out of the tunnel of the Sports History Network, let's take the field and go no huddle through the portal of positive gridiron history with PigskinDispatch.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at SportsHistoryNetwork.com.
Hello, my football friends. This is Darren Hayes of PigskinDispatch.com. Welcome once again to the Pig Pen, your portal to positive football history. In this episode, we're going to take, dare I say it, a trip up north into Canada. Now, I have this one titled Tripped Up at the Cup. Now, fans entering the arena of football and either delaying or affecting the outcome of play is nothing new. You know, generally it's such a horrible spectacle of a drunk spectator doing something stupid that is at the end of once authorities escort the individual out of the stadium. Maybe it's somebody trying to get some publicity just to get on television. We see that the NFL lately, and I believe some of the other sports are following suit too, if somebody runs out on the field, they don't show them anymore. They pan to the announcers or another end of the stadium, so those people don't get the publicity that they're seeking. But I came across a situation, though, recently on newspapers.com of one of these interesting interfering violators having some remorse and, in his own way, making amends. Well, maybe. According to a November 25th, 1972 Ottawa Citizen newspaper article of the CFL's title game, the 1957 Grey Cup, it was a one-sided affair played in Toronto as the Hamilton Tiger Cats were manhandling the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. You know, the score was 32-7 in the second half, and it seemed like the Ticats could not be stopped, at least not by the Bombers players. But there was one person that could. Suddenly got worse for Winnipeg when the Ticats defensive back Ray Bowell picked off an errant pass and started racing down the sideline for an apparent pick six. One fan standing near the sideline could not take much more of what was going on. The spectator stepped towards the field, stuck out his foot, and tripped Bowell, robbing him of the opportunity to score. He was denoted as the Tripper, and is later found to be local attorney David Humphrey, who is said to have had a few extra spirits other than the team spirits of the Blue Bombers. Now, Bowell, of course, was a bit miffed, as fans could see a bit of a black shoe polish on his ankle from Humphrey's trip. Now, that final score of that game was 32-7 Tiger Cats as they took home the Grey Cup back to Hamilton. And it's been reported in the newspaper, that same Ottawa Citizen article, that Bowell first got up thinking it was one of the Winnipeg players, but then he said he looked and saw a guy in a fur coat that was just chuckling, laughing, and instead of socking him in the nose or anything else that would have got Bowell in trouble, he said the guy was so drunk it wasn't even worth his time, and probably better that he didn't do that to put some negativity into a great day for the Hamilton Tiger Cats and Bowell with his great interception. Now, the aftermath of this is that a few months later, according to the Citizen article, the counselor must have felt a little bit of guilt about the incident. So as the story goes, he sent a $150 gold watch to Ball with the inscription of, quote, "From the Tripper, Grey Cup 1957," end quote. Sounds like a nice, story that wrapped up. The guy showed remorse and wanted to, was part of a community and wanted to make amends to stealing that pick six in the big game of the CFL. Well, Bibbles Ball later swore he never received the watch, as was claimed in a newspaper article. In 1972, Ball told the press that he would gladly forgive the lawyer if he would send them a gold watch, though. Not sure if that ever happened or not, but sort of an interesting story. And, if the counselor didn't have remorse, hopefully he did. There's other reports that he and his son took him out to dinner and, had a good photograph moment and everything, but I could not find anything more on that. Maybe somebody out there does have some more information on this. You could send us to us on the pigskindispatch@gmail.com. We will make sure we update this story. But just kind of an interesting little story from our friends up north, and wanted to share that with you today. So hopefully you're checking out some of the things we've been doing. Like we said, we're not podcasting every day like we were for 2 straight years, at least on Pigskin Dispatch. We still have Jersey Dispatch going, but we are trying to add some more variety into it. We're adding some more videos, some of the YouTube shorts that we have coming out, the 1-minute videos telling of football history. We're trying to do these short stories like we did today, trying to get more authors on and more content of good quality to build up our reputation of being that portal of positive football history. And hopefully you're enjoying it, and I think the feedback so far has been very good, and we thank you for listening, reading, and following us everywhere. But don't forget, we have our Twitter account at Pigskin Dispatch, Facebook, it's Pigskin Dispatch channel, and pigskindispatch.com. And we already called you the email out, but pigskindispatch@gmail.com to get in contact with us. And don't forget about our newsletter. It's either up at the top of pigskindispatch.com. You can click on join our newsletter, or in the notes of this very podcast, there's a link that you can get on there. We have it come out every day at 6:30 a.m., bringing you what's going on pigskindispatch.com, jerseydispatch.com, orvillmulligan.com, and most of what's going on in the sportshistorynetwork.com. And we plan on adding even more to that newsletter each and every day to bring you some great sports history from around the globe. So till tomorrow, everybody, have a great gridiron day. We're taking a peek over at the chains and the down marker. It's 4th and long. We're going to have to punt the ball and get on out of here, but we'll have another series tomorrow for your football history headlines, so be sure to tune in. We invite you to check out our website, pigskindispatch.com, not only to see the daily football history, but to experience positive football with our many articles on the good people of the game, as well as our own football comic strip, Cleat Marks Comics. Pigskindispatch.com is also on social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all of your positive football news and history. Special thanks to the talents of Mike and Gene Monroe, as well as Jason Neff for letting us use their music during our podcast. Pigskindispatch.com is a proud affiliate of the Sports History Network, the headquarters of sports yesteryear.
Was just another ordinary day in the offices of the Pittsburgh Guardian newspaper circa 1924. But for Marla Delft, assistant editor, everything was about to change. For she was about to discover the awesome attractiveness of Row 1 brand retro sports paraphernalia items thanks to Orville Mulligan, sports writer.
And there it is.
Wow, Orville, that's really the bee's knees.
Isn't it just? A poster-sized replica of the actual 1909 World Series program cover.
I can see that. But where did you get it? And where'd you get it framed?
I ordered it from the Row 1 website, where over 6,000 items of sports memorabilia from the 1880s to the 1990s are available for reproduction, in multiple sizes and in several different materials, with over a dozen styles of frame to choose from for prints like this.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Delft would love to put up more of these in the office. But I'm equally as sure they're beyond this newspaper's budget.
Not at all, my dear Marla. See for yourself. Go to sportshistorynetwork.com/row1.
Sportshistorynetwork.com/row1. Oh my, these are good prices. Oh, and look at this stuff. Oklahoma-Nebraska football, college basketball art, Michael Jordan items.
And so it
retro
was that
sports
Marla Delft
advertisement
discovered the
placards.
splendiferous magic of Row 1 sports memorabilia, arts, and prints. You can too by visiting sportshistorynetwork.com/row1. That's ROW number 1 today for access to the full Row 1 catalog of gallery prints and gifts like t-shirts, long-sleeve shirts, telephone cases, coffee mugs, blankets, pillows, towels, and even shower curtains. Act today for 15% discount off all prints with coupon code SHN15 and 20% off all other items with coupon code SHN20 at checkout. And keep your dial locked to the Sports History Network for the exciting chronicles of the 1920 sports world in Orville Mulligan, Sports Writer. Coming soon.